Ben Potter here for Pro Play Games. It's Sunday night at the North American International Championships. Everything just wrapped up, and I want to share my deck with you guys that helped me get top 64 at this tournament. I played Lucario Buzzwole. It's very similar to the list that I played in Portland, and the reason why I think this was a great pick is that basically any Zoroark variant I'm going to have a really easy time beating. That showed in day one where I played against 5 Zoroarks and I had a great record of 7-2. I didn't do so hot on day 2 and I played against 0 Zoroarks. I had some close matches, but they just didn't go my way. So let's check out this list. We got 2-2 Lucario here. Usually this line is enough. The reason why you can kind of be lower on Lucario is that you do have other attackers, and normally when you take your knockout with Lucario, they're going to start ignoring it right away anyways. They don't want to put themselves in a position to get basically mad balled when they try to hit KO Lucario after it's already attacked with Aura Strike. So that Lucario usually stays on the field. 2-2 is good. You don't really need more than that. 2 Buzzwole. These guys are really important because a lot of times you'll Jet Punch and then you'll put 2 different Pokemon that have evolved into or already are stage 1s that have 210 HP into Lucario's range of 190 for 1. That's super important against Gallipods, Zoroarks with weakness policy, trying to think of some other ones, but basically the stuff with 210. This is how you set up the math, right, so that you can get a one-shot with Lucario. Next I have a 1-1 Lycanroc. That is a new addition to the deck from Portland, and it does some really great things for you to be able to bring up Pokemon without having to use Guzma. Also, because I do play Max Elixirs in the deck, I can get a Dangerous Rogue off in 1 turn if I haven't evolved into Lycanroc already. Lycanroc is also not weak to Psychic, which is used to basically prevent so the rest of your GX attackers are weak to Psychic. So Lycanroc not being weak to Psychic is huge. I played this Rockruff simply for the fact that doing 1 for 10 I think is important and usually can set up some KOs. Going back, I might switch to the 70 HP Rockruff. Just so it can't be too hit by Jet Punches, but either way, 60 or 70, usually if they Guzma it up, it's going to get knocked out. 2-2 Octillery. I think it's really important to have 2-2, a full 2-2 line, because the deck is a combo deck. You have to evolve a new Lucario, play a special energy, put a choice band, and have a Diancie out. So you can get some of those, draw more cards. Also, if you're a very aggressive deck, they're going to try to end you a lot, and it's important to have that artillery out early so that you're very anti-bad hand prone to ends. 1 Tapu Lele. It's always nice to have one of these boys in the deck. Basically makes all of your Ultra Balls a draw supporter, significantly decreasing the amount of bad hands you have. 1 Diancie. Obviously I'd play more if I could, but good old Prism Star can only play 1. It's insanely good, gives you so much good math across the board to help you knock out so many things with Lucario, Buzzwole, Lycanroc. It's definitely a staple. This is a new one that I added. 1 Baby Buzzwole. The reason what makes this is so good is that this also does 190 damage for 1 if they're at exactly 4 prizes. And if they take out a Lucario GX or a Buzzwole GX first with a Mew, then you simply get this guy with Brooklet Hill, attach any energy, and you're getting a Revenge KO on a Mew EX for 2 prizes. That's why you're so good for Zoroark. Even their best counter, Mew, is easily countered by this 1 prize attack from Buzzwole. And a Sudowoodo. I didn't end up using Sudowoodo that much throughout the tournament, mostly because all of my opponents weren't playing into it. But it allowed them to not make a lot of different moves because of the fear of Sudowoodo. So it gives you a lot of advantages in that they can't just Dangerous Rogue you. You know, they getting clapped back by the Sudowoodo off of Revenge with a Watch and Learn is just too devastating for most decks to come back from. So it provides a lot of pressure. Plus, synergizes nicely with the max Sixers I play. Alright, that's all the Pokemon on supporters. 4 Sycamore, 3 Cynthia, and 2 N. Originally had 1 N in my Portland list. I decided to add a second one. Just adding another N is going to be really, really good about basically later in games limiting your opponent's options. 4 Sycamore, still standard. You want to draw a lot of cards. And then 3 Cynthia. Cynthia's a nice, just a nice more consistency. The issue I had in Portland sometimes with the deck was just wouldn't draw very well sometimes. And I've added basically in 2 more draw supporters to help out with that. 3 Guzma. Now I know that this is not very standard because most of the time everybody's playing 4 Guzma, but with the 1/1 Lycanroc being able to gust without using Guzma, and as long as you're conscientious about not discarding too many Guzma with Ultra Ball or Sycamores, it helps a lot having that 1 extra space for something like Cynthia. Cynthia also helps not discard Guzma. 4 Ultra Ball, pretty standard, just want to play 4 in every deck. 4 Max Elixir, that's really what kind of helps pair Lucario with other things. Lucario by itself, sure, attacks for 1, does a bunch of damage, but the rest of these things are really aided by the Max Elixirs. 4 Brooklet Hill, just getting out a free Pokemon every single turn with Brooklet Hill helps your board develop so nicely, so quickly. One great tip I recommend is, let's say you're going to play Sycamore and it's turn 1 and you have Brooklet Hill, but there's multiple basic Pokemon that you want to get on your bench that turn. Play the Sycamore first. You might draw one of the ones that you want, and then you know what to Brooklet Hill for the other kind. 3 Choice Band, 3 Floatstone. They're Choice Band super nice. You need at least 3. I found it okay without 4 to make sure that you get the knockouts. Like Choice Band is an important part of the Lucario combo, and as well as a lot of these other Pokemon doing adding just the amount of damage that you need. And then 3 Floatstone is also important because a lot of these guys have high retreat costs. A lot of times you'll attack with Lucario early, and you put a Floatstone on it, you can get out of the active without having to pay the retreat cost. And 1 Super Rod. The reason why this isn't a stretcher is simply for the fact that you can Super Rod back in basically 3 fighting energies, making later in the game elixirs a lot more potent. Also, Super Rod's super nice in that basically paired with Brooklet Hill, it's almost like a retro stretcher in that you can Super Rod a Sudowoodo or a Rockruff back in the deck and immediately get it out with Brooklet Hill. And then back to the only thing left on the energies, we got 4 strong and 9 fighting. So the reason why I did not play the Beast Energy is because usually that 10 extra damage doesn't make too much of a difference, and I have so many different Pokemon that don't take advantage of that. I only have 3 Ultra Beasts, so I figure having the 9th basic fighting energy to hit more Max Elixirs is just way more valuable. So overall, take a look at the deck here. I might play this for Worlds, considering it has a pretty good matchup versus Tord's deck, and hopefully Zoroark will be prevalent there as well. Give this a try. I want to shout out to Pro Play Games. Thanks for helping me out and giving me this sweet ass jersey to wear. Shout out to Ultra Pro for being awesome. I'm using the Eclipse sleeves right now. And that's it, guys. See you soon. Peace.